New product time.
New.
A lot.
Yeah,
all
we
on
have
the
a
table.
bunch. But it's all here.
Yeah.
All on the table.
All right.
As you say.
So first up, we've got
the Leonardo's back in stock. So we had a small shipment, and then we got another small shipment, and so we have a couple in stock, and we want to make sure that everyone who wants to get one of these to play with, especially people who are willing to kind of, not beta test, because it's gone through beta testing, but gamma test, just do a little bit more experimentation. Good for people who want to port their libraries or shields or their designs to the Leonardo design. Now's really a time to pick one up. It's cool. It's got a really nice bootloader on it that seems really stable and solid, which we're really happy about. And yeah, it's 10% off just tonight.
Yeah.
So you have to be watching it live if you're watching the recording, it's not valid anymore.
And here's a shot of the back, if folks want to see. Front.
Yeah, nice back.
And back. All right. Next up, we have these keyboards.
Yeah.
That actually says keyboard on it.
In case you forget what it is.
That's the only thing about it. I wish it didn't just say keyboard on it, but what are you going to do?
All right.
Yeah,
do the overhead?
I can show some of the overhead. Yeah, this is small enough that I can fit it on the overhead pretty nicely.
Teeny tiny little keyboard.
This is the smallest keyboard I could find that is both PS2 and USB, so it's actually a USB keyboard. But if you plug it into this adapter and then you plug it into a PS2 port, it'll initialize it PS2 as well. So that's kind of nice because for like BeagleBone or Raspberry Pi or the boards that we have that have USB, you might want to use the keyboard HID. But if you're using a microcontroller, you can use our PS2 breakout, which brings it up to some wires, and then we have links to a library that works really well, so you can type and enter data into your project. So this could be really good for a project where you want people to type something in. And I really like the feel of this keyboard, and yeah, it's like super small. I have small hands, so it's even smaller than you think it is because my hands are like a women's small.
Right.
Maybe Ada, can you put your hand on this?
No, I'm too far away.
Too far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, hold it up. But it's a very small keyboard, so I think it's really nice. You can probably fit it in like your pocket if you had a fairly big pocket. So I think this is a good companion.
Cargo pocket.
Cargo pocket. Yeah, sure. Don't you wear like BDUs all the
Okay.
time?
What's the adapter on it? People want to know.
It's just a pin-to-pin adapter. Any keyboard that can do PS2 or USB, inside it figures out based on whether it sees USB signals or PS2 signals, which one to interpret. So use it with either.
Okay. Next up, motors.
Yeah, we have a new little stepper motor. So we had another stepper motor that unfortunately I'm going to have to discontinue because I can't really get them anymore. So instead we're getting these, and this is one taken apart. This is the motor itself. I wanted to carry a small basic stepper so that people who wanted to mess with stepper motors, something that if they just wanted to practice moving stuff around, you can use this with transistors or with our motor shield. So it's really easy to get going, and it's low power. This one's actually 5 volts too, so you can, and it's low current, so you could actually drive it pretty much directly from a microcontroller. You don't even need an H bridge if you're careful. You can use a couple transistors, and the only thing that's a little annoying about it is it's geared down. That's kind of good and it's kind of bad. So inside there's I think 1 to 48 or 1 to 64, I don't remember offhand, gearing, and so you can see the little gear box in here. And so the good news is it means that the motion's very smooth because it's geared down. You don't have to microstep because the motion is geared down, so the motion that as it turns is very smooth. And it's got a lot of torque because it's the trade-off. But it's slower than most stepper motors because it's not a super fast stepper to begin with. It's not really great.
What's the steps rev equivalent for this one?
Everything's on the product page. So for all that detail, it's all there, and including the fastest speed you can run it at.
But it's strong, so it has a lot of torque because
it has
a
lot of
so
torque.
You can turn like a heavy thing.
It has the same torque as our big square 12 volt, but it's much smaller.
That's cool.
But it's not as fast. Like you wouldn't be able to use this to move something really fast. Also, you can't turn it by hand. So some systems you might want to have it so that you can move it. You could twist or move it. So this you can't.
Right. Like so you can't use it. Would be hard to use that one as a generator because it's so hard to turn.
You can't use it as a generator, and for you can use it for like an XY table, but you just couldn't move it on your own. If that makes sense. Like even when it's not energized, it's quite solid because it's geared down so much.
Right. It requires as much force to turn it as it has to turn.
Right.
So.
But it's a basic low cost stepper, so I think those trade-offs made it worth it for me to have something for $5.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go through these. You can show the couple of different colors.
Yeah, these are super easy. Yeah, these are, we got more colors of the little grids.
8x8 miniature LED matrix.
Yeah, so these are these cute little grids.
Those are green if you can't
This
tell.
is a green. Yeah, this is green. They're really bright, and these are ultra bright. And then they're super teeny and they fit into a breadboard really nicely. So this one's green, and then I'll plug in.
We already had the red one, but we just got in the green and yellow ones.
And now we have yellow as well. And then I'll try to also get like blue and white, although they're going to be a little bit more expensive.
It's like one of my wires.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, now another one.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
We got the green and yellow ones. I was singing the green and yellow summer camp song to Phil, and he didn't.
I don't even know what you're
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we have
Some of the audience members have to know the song.
So we have red, yellow, and green of these cute little matrices.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see. There.
Be great.
Yeah.
You can make like a tiny little Pong game on top of an Arduino.
Micro Pong.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
it has an output display.
Let's keep moving here.
We're moving.
So we have a new 7-segment display color too. In the 0.56 digit height 7-segment displays, we already had blue and what was the other one we already had?
We had yellow, green, and blue.
Yellow, green, and
what's
blue.
funny is I had ordered red, but for some reason they didn't ship the red till like last week. So
now we have red.
So now we have red. These are super, super bright and really beautiful, nice even color, very, very visible.
Oh, how many matrices can an Arduino drive? Just going back to that, how many could it drive?
If you use our super secret product, then using I2C, you can drive 4 at a time.
The one that's coming out?
The secret one.
Oh yeah, very soon. As many,
Not out yet.
very soon you can drive
4.
More than you'll ever need, probably.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like cats. You shouldn't probably have more than 4 cats.
No, you shouldn't have. I don't think you have more than 3 cats.
I think 3 cats is kind of the max.
Yeah. All right. Okay,
So more on that coming up.
you're done. With
Yeah.
That one? Okay.
Do you have more games the next thing?
Here it is. It's off. Here it is. It's on the side.
The red ones have a black front, and the other colors, the 3 other colors, have a gray front.
But that's kind of
cool.
According to the factory, that is what looks best for the contrast.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
good.
trust them.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll go through this, and then it'll be Becky's the star of the show tonight. We have some Raspberry Pi stuff, and then we're going to get to the new cross-stitch kit. So
Okay.
it is time to talk about Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
It's that time.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, all
You
right.
ready?
First up, we got this cable.
Yes, this is an RCA cable. It's 6 feet long, and it's kind of your standard gold-plated RCA cable.
How much?
I mean, it's kind of the cable you've always known that you would
Dreamed
need
of.
if you're doing composite video, and this is it. And since the Raspberry Pi and some future project that we're doing, well, actually, the Y Box and
Yeah,
the
and
Propel
the
already have
Propeller,
composite video.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a cable for people, and we like this cable. It's a good quality cable.
Yeah.
So you have a Raspberry Pi, you should get.
Okay. Next up, GPIO cables for the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, this is the cable. We got these are the custom cables that we got. They're 6 inches long, and they plug into the Raspberry Pi. We wanted to kind of fill out our Raspberry Pi section with all the stuff that people were asking for. So with this cable, you can have your Raspberry Pi in one location and then access the GPIO pins through the ribbon cable. So that's kind of handy if you want to plug this into like a daughter board or like something like that.
And we'll have a post on the site soon. There's a really cool person that started to do some Linux hacking. So you can just like pop some LEDs into the other end of this right now.
You
if you
can
wanted
get
to.
power and ground, so you can actually just plug
cool.
something
Yeah,
in if
so
you,
like-
if you get the right pin.
And it's kind of neat to be controlling LEDs from like a command line. That's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
For sure.
Shell scripting. Your LEDs.
Someone wants to know what would the other end of the cable plug into?
You could plug it into like a PCB, or if you have a perf board with header in it, you can use that.
We'll also have a product for it shortly. Right?
Yes, that's really not out yet.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention it.
Super
'cause it's
not
super
even.
not out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a bunch of stuff for that.
Mega.
Next up, and this is the thing that Phil Burgess worked on, and we debuted this week. This is I think one of the best and only cases.
The only case.
Well, no, there's ones out there, but I think this is one that's
Yeah.
the best. It requires no
Second.
screws, no glues. It snaps together.
It's very cool. We
And
just have to
here it
drive
is.
claws.
Honk.
Yeah. So yeah, this is I'm also showing the GPIO cable. So this is the plastic case, and I have this Raspberry Pi on, and we're not going to have time to show it actually doing stuff, but maybe in a future episode we will. But yeah, this is a case that kind of holds everything steady, and it's rattle-proof, and it's super solid, and it's clear, so you can see the LEDs inside, which is important because there's indicator LEDs. And yeah, it's got labels, which is kind of nice too. So it's hard to see, but in the photos you can see it says video out and composite out and Ethernet, USB, HDMI, in case you can't remember. And then we've got the parts. and I'll demonstrate without a pie how to put them together. So you put the bottom and top into a side, and then snap the other side in. So now you've got a four-sided sort of cube ready to go. And then, so this is the fun part. Normally we would use screws to hold it together, but instead you take the end and you hook the end onto the dragon claws.
Dragon claws.
And then on the bottom there's a little spring made out of the acrylic. There's a spring made out of the acrylic which holds the this side together. So you can kind of see this little spring. And then on the other side, you just do the same. And snaps in. And then that's it. So now you have a solid case with no glue and no screws. And then it's a little bit loose because there's no Raspberry Pi inside, but once you have the Pi inside, the connectors kind of hold it against itself, and so that it becomes a little stronger and more solid. And we wanted to basically have a case that you could put together and take apart really easily. You can also use it without the top on, which is really nice. So if you want to poke at stuff,
driving down with the top down.
That's right.
For those hot summer Raspberry Pi months.
Well, it's summer. It's easy to put together, and we also want to be able to kit it really fast. And so this is kind of nice because this is the first time I think I've seen springs used in laser cut acrylic. So
it's a really cool design, and I'm going to make a video about how to put it together so you can see it really super close up.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It is tough because it's like a white background with the clear case.
I know.
It's always hard to, but we like clear cases.
You can have a black plate for this.
Okay, cool. So that's the new products.
So now
that I have to present.
Oh,
it's time for Ohm Sweet Ohm.
Okay, Becky time.
This is it. My first Adafruit product.
Yeah, and we also have a little star. There's your dog Olive.
That's my dog.
Yeah.
Olive.
All right.
Did your dog Olive?
Yeah.
Like
so
that?
tell us about this.
No.
Tell us about this.
She's usually running around too fast to take any pictures of it all.
But she likes just hanging on the couch.
Yeah. So this is the cross stitch kit that I designed. It's a resistor chart and a wall plaque, or you can sew it into a pillow or whatever, and it helps you read resistors in a really nice style. So there's lots of cool posters out there, but if you want to do some crafty thing for your hacker space or your electronics workshop, or like someone you care about's electronics workshop, this is the kit for you.
This is like a dream come true because I've been listening to Kraftwerk since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I've always thought like how cool it would be to have an Ohm Sweet Ohm like sampler cross stitch thing.
Here you go.
And so I was like so happy that like 12 years later I met someone who could design a cross stitch. Because I was like, I just didn't know how to do it myself. So I was like, Becky, can you do it? And you're like, yeah, it's totally easy.
Yeah, totally.
And I like it because first off, it's an easy cross stitch.
It is because it's mostly rectangular.
It's rectangular.
No crazy like dithered unicorns.
There's no
or anything.
unicorns, and there's no unicorns.
I do like unicorns, but
we're gonna make a dragon one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And there's a lot of, it's colorful, but it's not like crazy colorful. But it's really easy. It's very useful.
Yep.
And
beautiful.
It's cool.
Decorative.
It's like you could actually hang this up, and like it would just be really neat.
The other one, so there's two of them. There's the first one that I made where I made all the changes and was changing all the time, and then we wanted to test the pattern. So this is the test pattern one that my mom made.
Yeah.
So I have the one that's framed and hanging over my electronics workbench, so I can just and I actually use it whenever I'm reading a resistor. It's very handy. And then my mom made this one to test the pattern and make sure all of the instructions were really clear.
Yeah.
And
I kind of want to make one now. I've never had time, but now I'm like, this is cool.
It's really fun and it's pretty easy. And we have two videos about the project. Basically, we have one showing you the kit, and then we have another video in case you've never done cross stitch before, like you maybe. You can. There's a video about.
You did this for fun.
Basics of cross stitching, like how to do the stitches and follow the pattern, and then that'll get you started. There's also a photo tutorial on making this.
Do you want to?
Someone wants to know what's the resistor value shown on there right
there. It's a 47K.
Yeah.
Do you want to show up what's in the kit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's show up what's in the kit.
All right.
What I like about this kit is that we made it more complete than most kits. Because most kits are meant for people who are cross stitchers already.
Most kits are made for people who are cross stitchers already. You get them at the fabric store, and it's just like the floss and the instructions, and that's maybe it.
And also, you have a really. Do they have color instructions like this? Because this is a really nice instruction.
Usually, sometimes they're color, but usually, I mean, anyway, when I was a kid looking at these things, they were in black and white, and they are. And they use like symbols instead of
so
colors.
It's crosshatch means this, and like stripes mean
or like
that.
an at symbol, or and it's kind of hard to read, but it's there. Here is all the floss that comes in the kit.
You got gold floss.
Yeah, gold and silver. All the floss is DMC, which most people know if they know cross stitch and embroidery is like the standard, but also like
it's color fast.
It's color fast, and all the dye lots are the same. So like we tell you,
worry about.
Yeah, we tell you we use like 444 yellow. Like you can go get 444 yellow, but we also have these gold and silver, which are not DMC, but they're just as good.
But they're really nice.
Yeah. So sparkly for the gold and silver on your cross stitch, and then in the kit also comes this full color pattern that we printed.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a grid of pixels, and then you also get these nice instructions, including a bill of materials here with the floss amounts. And some cool cross-stitch instructions if you've never done it before.
Yeah, and I like how this comes in. It's hard to see, but there's a grid, and so because I was wondering like how do you know where to start? But now I see that
you start in the middle.
You find the middle because it's labeled here. There's an X here basically.
Yeah.
That shows you the middle, and then you can just like basically start.
There's these arrows here on the edge that show you like where the center line is.
And then there's a grid, and there are darker lines every 10. So that's kind of nice.
Yep. So in the video I show you how to start in the middle of your project, and then so this PDF of this pattern and the instructions are on the downloads section of the product page
for
for
people
this.
who are experts, they can just get this stuff.
Like if you already have a hoop and fabric, you can just get these that amount of floss and get going. You'll also get an embroidery hoop, a really nice embroidery hoop with the extra grippy lip on it.
Yeah, you said you really like this lip. It's
really kind of critical. The fabric goes.
Otherwise, it slips. You want it to double over so it doesn't slip out because you want to keep it nice and taut.
Yeah, exactly. And like pulling on the fabric all the time is not fun. So you have a really nice plastic hoop that you can reuse for lots of other projects later, and then you just get the cross stitch fabric, which is specially woven to have these holes.
Yeah, this is
every it comes in different sizes. This is 14 squares per inch.
Oh, I see. I was wondering what is 14. I was like, what is that?
14 count Ada cloth. It's called coincidentally. DPI 14 DPI fabric. And then 2 cross stitch needles, which are different than the other sewing needles we carry because they have a blunt tip.
Yeah.
So that they go through the holes in the Ada cloth
and not. They also have a very large eye.
Right, and a large eye, which is easy for threading.
So this doesn't hurt at all. Well, it hurts a little bit, but yeah, I can see that the eye is much bigger, but it's still you can see it's very flat, so it'll go straight through. You'll be able to pass it through the gap because the fabric actually it's still fabric. You could puncture it in the middle.
Right,
you don't want to.
Right. So you give you 2 of those in case you lose one, like I do. And that's the kit. And so basically, like everything that comes in the box, you can get started doing it right away.
Basically, you just need a pair of scissors and you're immediately
a pair of scissors and you're going.
Yeah,
which is really fun.
I like that because I was thinking because we were looking at other cross stitch kits and you're like, oh, sometimes they come with the floss but no needles and like they never come with a hoop. But I'm like, man, then I have to go find a hoop. Where am I going to go find a hoop?
I know. So you don't even have to go to the craft store if you get the kit.
Yeah, and then you just you can frame it using any frame from like a
photo
store.
Fits the Ohm Sweet Ohm design fits in an 8x10 frame.
It's a standard photography frame size.
Yeah, you can get that at wherever frames are sold.
Frame store.
And then I just whipped up this pillowcase with like a pillow blank, like a square blank pillow from the fabric store, and then
go to the larger
sewing. That's cool. You can see the close up of the stitches.
Yeah.
You want to go back to the?
I like that one. See, look, and I made the sparkly. And the flowers for accent to make it not just a standard
digit
chart.
1, digit 2, X tolerance.
And the cross stitch tutorial shows you how to do that back stitching,
and then this
outlining stuff too.
Okay.
47 ohm. So 47k ohm.
Yeah.
Plus or minus 5%.
And I did have that video, Becky. I found it.
Oh, you want to show it?
Yeah, Becky has a video.
All of this stuff,
yeah, maybe we'll take a break and show a video.
Here's a video.
This is the Resistor Chart cross stitch kit from Adafruit. It's a useful electronics reference, handmade by you. Hang it above the electronics workbench in your hackerspace or in your workshop, or sew it into a pillow for a great couch accessory. This kit comes with everything you need to stitch up your fabric, including a color-printed pattern and instruction sheet, as well as a hoop, needles, floss, and fabric. If you're a cross-stitch beginner, click anywhere in the video now to watch our introductory cross-stitch video. It goes over the whole process of cross-stitching, from the materials you use to the techniques involved, so check that out if you're new to cross-stitch. Basically, what you need to know is it's a network of small X's that build up a picture, much in the same way that pixels build up a digital image. The pattern for this project is available on our website, and it includes a complete bill of materials if you want to source them yourself. To frame it, wrap the project around a piece of cardboard and quilt batting and put it in an 8x10 frame, which you can find at your local craft store. Sure, framing it is nice, and it's really handy right next to the resistor drawers, but what's the other option? To make a pillowcase, measure your pillow and then grab some fabric that's the same size. You'll need a front and a back. Then pin on some barn doors to your cross-stitch design and stitch in place with a straight stitch followed by a zigzag stitch so that when you cut off the seam allowance, the seam doesn't fray. Iron your seams open and repeat the process with a panel on the top and the bottom to comprise the rest of the pillowcase. Measure to confirm, and with right sides together, stitch all the way around the perimeter of the pillowcase, leaving an opening to put the pillow in. Turn the case right side out and use something pointy like a knitting needle to push out the corners. Stuff your pillow in as best you can and reach in to reshape it. Then all you've got to do is close that remaining opening. You can pin it shut and stitch it by hand, or you can give it a quick straight stitch on your sewing machine. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Right, Olive?
Yeah, you guys should probably subscribe.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
All right.
Nice work there, Becky.
Yeah, I've got a couple things to show.
Oh, do you want to do the, no, it's not yet, or?
No,
it's
this
out.
is still, these
Oh,
are
it's
out,
out,
yeah.
okay.
So,
Sorry.
these are the new, this is the new Adafruit packaging. We'll show it over the overhead in a second. They're all black boxes, and they're anti-static as well. That was the necklace, the iNecklace, and these are the cufflinks. And in addition to it being like, you know, black and cool looking and gothy, it's anti-static, so you can save this box and use it for your electronics.
Yeah, we wanted to, well, we're starting to do more packaging stuff, and we wanted to have black boxes because
They're more goth that way.
we're more gothy.
Yeah, so you can show it over the
And,
overhead. Show the cufflink ones first. So Father's Day is coming up, and every year dads get cufflinks that don't light up and don't look cool and aren't open source.
Yeah, so we have
Yeah.
we have the barcode here. It says Adafruit, and then the product name, and then there's this really nice kind of schematic-y image,
Yeah.
And that's
then
a glossy sticker.
a
on
glossy
the box.
sticker, and then there's the text and another image describing it, and then on the back it tells you that this box is
It's a special
anti-static
box.
So it's really cool because you can then reuse this box to store your electronics in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And you can show the necklace
yeah.
one too.
And the cool thing about anti-stat boxes is that even though they're conductive, they're only slightly conductive, so you can actually attach electronics to it and it'll work fine.
Yeah.
Because the resistance of the box is extremely high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not made out of metal or anything, so you can like attach stuff to it and pretty much, unless it's super sensitive stuff, it'll work. So, and we really like these boxes, and they're made in California. It's cool too.
Nice. We upgraded the inside too with some black.
Yeah,
tissue
in
paper.
fact,
You want me
you
to
know,
open
one
it?
of the things that we can actually say is that our boxes are made in the U.S. The aluminum and the milling and the circuit boards, all North America. All the electronics are the USA, and our aluminum is milled by Mike Dole in Canada.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we like the idea of nice packaging, but not if it doesn't do anything. So you know, if it's just decorative, it's kind of like a waste. But if it does something like
I
anti-static,
hate those plastic things you have to
the
cut with.
blister packaging, I'm not a fan of.
Dangerous, like,
And
I
so-
hate
Kind of to cut your
myself.
eye.
Yeah.
Ah!
So this is going to happen to a lot of the Adafruit products. So you know, when
Starting
you,
with perhaps the most
starting with these.
high
Well,
fashion
this is because the retail resellers were like,
Yeah,
well, we
they-
can't
they
really
wanted-
hand somebody
they wanted
like
nice boxes.
just a plain
box
white
that
box.
text on it.
Yeah.
What is
iNecklace.
are the boxes open source? Well, you could.
They're made out of cardboard.
They're made out of
Cardboard
cardboard.
boxes.
I mean, they're made out of molecules and atoms, and there's really, I mean, you can make it yourself.
No, you could just you trace out the cardboard and then.
Yeah,
you
you'd have to get anti-static
But the good
materials.
news, the good news is that you can actually just grab some cardboard right now and make a box out of it just by
Yeah.
cutting it into like a T shape.
There's lots of box designs online.
Yeah.
Free
That's
box
true.
designs.
A couple quick questions. Can they get a milled aluminum case for the beagle bone? Yes, but not from us.
Not from us.
Yeah.
And,
You
and
could
it'll
post
probably
up
be.
looking for one in the Adafruit's job board,
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, like
And
there's or post on like the Etsy wanted things because there's lots of like machinists who are out of work who would love to mill you something custom out of a block of aluminum.
But it would be like
A couple
$7.
more questions.
Yeah,
What breed is your dog?
She is a pit bull,
Okay.
red nose.
can we order a box of boxes? You know, eventually we might allow people to just buy a flat pack of black boxes from Adafruit.
We don't have enough yet.
We don't have enough yet. Yeah.
Because we have to order them in
This
big
is-
batches, and so we have.
Yeah, this was a special order.
We want to keep the ones that we have because it takes a long time.
Let's see. Now that the Leonardo's out, is the 32U4 breakup board going to use an Arduino bootloader?
It might in the future. Right now, it does not.
Okay. All right, I think we got through the
Do you
new
wanna
products.
do It's
So
Not Out Yet?
yeah, we'll do It's Not Out Yet. So anyways, for Father's Day, if you order these, they come in this beautiful black anti-static box. So you can give Dad the present and then take the box
And then take the box.
and then say, Dad, you want that? You don't want that box.
There's a littler box inside, a velvet box. So like.
Yeah. You can just give them the box.